Hi guys, Jay Smith here, welcome to the AskGolfNut channel and welcome to Ping i530 versus Mizuno Pro 245. Two very new golf clubs. The Ping has literally just come out and so the 245 has come out within the last couple of months. Differences in technology, again they're both hollow body design. We've got on the Ping, we've got a 17.4 stainless body and a miraging steel C300 face. We've got more grooves you can shake a stick at when it comes to the Micromax grooves of the i530. There is a lot of grooves on there. We have a standard amount of grooves on the 245, but we do have tungsten in there, and it's been a massive upgrade of tungsten in the 245 over the old 225. We have a hollow body construction again. This is chromoly. It's Mizuno's version of their faster version of their forgings, and we do have copper underlay, which is their copper coating around the whole entire golf club underneath the finish surface, which you can see the finish on it. It just basically gives the golf club a little bit of a softer, more muted impact sounds. Remember, nothing feels like a Mizuno apparently, and of course that's what they would like to do. Try to make their impact noise as quiet as possible. Right, let's go get the simulator on. Let's go pick on one of these two golf clubs first, and let's go see what the differences are in look and feel. So we have the i530 in my hands. We'll do the Pro 245 in a second. But i530 is a completely revamped version or aesthetically revamped version of the old i525. i525 looked like a bigger version of the iBlade, where the i530 looks a completely different model. A rounded top edge, again, it is a medium thick top edge, but it's rounded at the top, so you don't physically see the full size of the rounding. Sole thickness is no different. It is a slightly chamfered back, so even though the sole thickness I would definitely say is on the medium to fractionally bigger than medium. Remember, again, players distance irons, guys, these are supposed to appeal to as many golfers as possible, so making something massively big or massively small will kind of alienate a certain group of people. We have the white line-up line that we always have down the bottom of the grooves and Ping, although on the i530, because those Micromax grooves, it's very difficult to physically see it down by the golf ball, but it is there. We are at Potters Park Golf Course, hole 5. It's 183 yards before I give it a hit. It's 17 feet downhill, so that's about 6 yards or so. So it's about 177 yards, give or take, adjusted. It's a long way. And this green is ridiculously small. The chances are we are going to hit the cart path at one point. Right, let's go give it a hit and see how it feels. That's a definitely brave-ish line. Definitely brave-ish line. Oh, that's oh, thanks, green. Appreciate that. 1.5 from the inside face is basically 0 to that. 3 mil low, 2 mil hill, good strike. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. It's just that my path pushed it over that way. I'm trying to move my path anyway, so I don't mind that whatsoever. But 35 yards in the air and 49 degrees descent angle. As you saw, that would stop on any green should I not landed it right on the right edge of it. Again, there is not much room at all between where we are for the pin and the right hand side of the green, but good shot. You take it all day long. Feel on it, it's crisper than 245. I've hit 245 enough now, also with i530, to know which one's going to be softer or louder or more crisp or duller, whatever words you want to use. It's a crisper noise than what I'm used to, but I'm playing blade, so anything will be crisper noise. And I would always gravitate to the one which is softer, duller, quieter, something more close to what I always use. So it's all relative, isn't it, really, basically, on that one. But let's go give it another hit and see if we can do a slightly better job of not going down the right hand side. There we go, see? Fading it in very, very slightly. Go on, go in. No, it's just going to stop too fast. Imagine that as a complaint. Club path 0.1 from the inside, face 0.1 open, so very close to 0.0 delivery. 6 mil toe, 6 mil low, fraction off, 33 yards in the air, and 48.5 degrees descent angle, just doing really quite well from a not optimum strike. The i530, when I did the full review of the i530, I was amazed how good this golf club is, to a point where I said, and I even say to this day, and I will still say it, that this is that good, you kind of don't need a G range. It is that forgiving off of weird and wonderful spots. Again, we'll test which one of these two are more forgiving in a little bit, but it is that good, this golf club. There you go. That's a little bit more of a sensible line, we'll call it. Good delivery, I could literally just see there on quad. It's like caught a sneak peek. 0.7 from the inside, 0.6 open, that's all. 2 mil low, 1 mil hill, very good strike, can't complain whatsoever. 35 yards in the air, 49 degrees descent angle, stopping on any green, it just works really, really well. If you have a full set of i530s, blend them with i230s or anything else like that, these things are just going to work. Now, in my findings so far, I would say that if anything, this head, how it's designed, it wants to launch the golf ball quite well for its loft, but it may also reduce the spin a fraction. But I mean, again, it all depends on, golf ball alone will change spin rates, definitely. Right, one last one. Let's go give this one a last hit before we flick over to 245. That's definitely not hitting the green. That was, oh come on, hit the green. Oh, it hit the, is it going to stay on? Is it going to stay on? No, maybe not. Yeah, club path 0.3 across. I felt the face open and I also felt the strike wasn't quite there. 2 mil toe, 7 mil low. It's not bad whatsoever, but it's the face also. I mean, we are getting very close to the edge of the green anyway with that pin position, but 33 yards in the air, 49 degrees descent angle, as you saw there. It's going to stop on any green, subject to the green being sloped towards the very, very close apron and rough. But i530, very, very good iron. I mean, again, if I had a full set of these, it wouldn't be any problem whatsoever. They would work. I'll have to just probably de-loft them a little bit because 29 degrees for a 7.9 for me is a little bit strong, but you can retro and power spec these should you want to. Right, let's go flick over to 245, see what the difference in looks and feel are before we go and have a whack all over the face to see which one wins in forgiveness. 245 now in my hands. Again, this is a distinctly different look to that of the i530. Top line is fractionally smaller. You've got the sole thickness again, if anything, is slightly smaller than i530, but not by much. But then you're looking at the blade lengths. The whole chassis, the whole part of this design is slightly more compact. Doesn't mean it's good, doesn't mean it's bad. They want to make it slightly more compact. If you want something a bit bigger, again, you've got i530, just a fraction bigger. And it's got that copper underlay, so it'll be interesting to see how it feels. Right, let's go give this one a hit and see if I can not miss that green to the right. Okay, you can't complain with that one. Slightly open face, but I mean, you take that all day long. Oh, no, I thought I was going to run closer to the pin. Path is 0, face is open by a fraction, 4 mil low, 4 mil toe, good strike, you can't complain whatsoever. 35 yards in the air, 50 degrees descent angle. Again, you cannot complain at all. Works very, very well. Now, again, that's going to stop on any green, as you saw, and the feel straight away is different. You can tell the difference between this and i530. i530 is not loud, but compared to a Pro 245 with that copper underlay, distinctly difference in feel. Now that was a decent strike, of course, and so you can really feel the soft, dull hit. The 245, out of all the range of soft and loud, is very, very much so down this way. And again, the i530 is not exactly what you call loud at all. It's more in the middle of the scale. But there is a difference between the two for certain. Give it another go. Again, you can't complain with that at all. Slightly worse strike, maybe a fraction high toe, but it's tiny. I mean, that's really very, very good. That pin position's evil. Club path 0, face is slightly open as well. 0 mil high, 3 mil toe, that's all. There's not much in that whatsoever. 35.5 yards in the air, and again, 50 degrees descent angle. That is just working really, really well. The Pro 245 is going to be a really popular iron for Mizuno. It is one of their best sellers straight away, and I know because of the fact of how well it performs. The tungsten that it's got in there that's upgraded from the 225 is a massive step forward. It's not like the 243, 223, they're very, very similar in what they are. The 241 and 221 and the blades, they are very, very similar what they are. The one that's had the biggest upgrade, definitely the 245. Having that extra tungsten in there has transformed the golf club from its launch and also its forgiveness side of things to compete with the brand new versions of obviously i530, etc. But yeah, if I hit shots like that all the time, golf would be wonderful. That's a little bit more left edge, we'll call it, but still very nice. You'll take it all day long. God, look at that. Go on, oh, that's fringe, kind of green. Club path 0, face fractionally closed this time. That's why it's hugged the left-hand side, but it's still pretty good. 0 mil toe, 4 mil low again. Very good strike, 35 yards in the air, 49.3 degrees ascent angle, 184 yards. It's just working really, really well. This will sell very, very well for Mizuno. Right, last one before we turn this off and we get both these golf clubs, whack them a load of times around the face to see which one wins on the old forgiveness front. Let's see if we can get half decent result for the last time. You'll take it. On this green, being this small, 180 yards away or so, that kind of shot, you take it all day long. Club path 0.4 from the inside, face is 0 is 0.0, 6 mil low, 2 mil hill, not well, the worst strike so far, but that's still not bad whatsoever. 34.5 yards in the air and 49.4 degrees ascent angle. It just works really very, very well. Softer, quieter, duller strike than the i530, but again, that doesn't mean it's good or bad. If you want something a bit more confidence inspiring, a bit more audible on the contact, then i530 is for you. And again, the compact nature of the 245 is just slightly smaller in looks compared to the i530. But again, some people don't like small, they want slightly bigger. Again, i530 is going to win on that one for sure. Right, let's go get the simulator off. Let's go get the range on. Let's go whack these both a load of times all around the face to see which one works better, and above all, which one is more forgiving. Let's go see how the Pro 245 got on when I hit a load of times up against the i530. A lot of shots being hit to try and get a good understanding of how they work from in and around the middle, and then also on miss hits as well. We'll do the miss hits in a second, but you can see all the information up on the screen. Again, we are talking very small amounts of difference here, but if you look at the ball speed, 124.3 to 124.7. So we have 0.4 of a mile an hour more on the i530. Launching slightly differently, there's 0.4 of a degree difference in launch angle, so 18.8 to 19.2. And this is a common thing that I'm finding with i530. Even though it's a degree or so stronger than the 245, it's launching higher because of the vertical gearing on the head. The center of gravity in the i530 and also how the head wants to react when struck. It wants to gear the golf ball, it wants to launch the golf ball higher, but it does have a slight reduction in spin. You can see here the difference between 5,300 spin and 5,000 spin. 300 RPM. Again, I wouldn't get to hit up about 300 RPM. You can quite easily change that with golf ball or a slight change in delivery. That's not necessarily, but I mean, again, that's the whole idea of probably getting custom fit, is you get properly custom fit for everything to make sure everything works. 180 yards to 183. 3-yard gain on the i530, 37 yards in the air to 38 yards in the air, 1 yard gain when it comes to peak height. They're both offline by 0.0, but 48.4 to 48.5. Clubhead speed now 91 to 90.9, so 0.1 of a mile an hour in it. Efficiency is both exactly the same, but because of the differences between ball speed and clubhead speed, you'd say arguably the i530 has a marginal tiny increase in efficiency over the Pro 245, but again, it's so small. Attack angle 3.4 to 3.6, very, very small amounts. Again, no different in club path and face to path as well. Club loft 25.2 to 24.8. There is a 0.4 of a degree difference in dynamic loft. That is it, 0.4 of a degree. 1 mil hill, 1 mil low, 2 mil low, 1 mil low, 2 mil toe, 1 mil low. So again, we are talking 1 millimeter different off of middle, one way over the other way. You kind of get the idea. Right, let's go see how well they work from off-centre hits, because we are talking about these are players' distance irons, so they're supposed to work very well out of the middle, but they're also, as in time goes by, they're becoming much, much more forgiving to a point of where they're starting to blur into game improvement irons. And this is why I like the players' distance sector so much, is because it's aesthetically a nicer looking product for the people that like aesthetics when it comes to a certain size and shape and all those things. But it's becoming so well performing and so well forgiving, it's now really starting to blur into the game improvement sector. So let's go have a look at how the 245 gets on when you hit it right out the screws. We've got one here, 0 mil high, 1 mil toe, and 26 degrees of loft. Face is fractionally open by half a degree, but nothing 1.37. If we then go over to an i530, you can see 0 mil high, 1 mil toe, so again, carbon copy strike of the initial one. We have 1 degree or so less loft on the i530, but then again, it is 1 degree less lofted, and a face is within 0.2. So we've got 1.37 to 1.38. If you go heel now, let's go see how they work out here. 11 mil heel, 0 mil low, the Pro 245. Face is slightly open, 0.7 degree open, and 26 degrees of loft, 1.37. Has not absolutely lost anything whatsoever. That is now moving nearly half an inch off the middle, and it's actually 0.3 of a degree more loft than its maxed out one, and it's the same number, 1.37, 1.37, hasn't lost anything. If you go over to an i530, 11mm heel, 2mm low, again, this is 24 degrees loft and 0.2 of a degree open. It's a very small amount. It's actually slightly worse strike, 13mm to 11mm, so you have to account for that. But it is slightly less loft, 24 to 26, and we're looking at 1.36. So if we were to put all that, and yeah, we are losing, what, 0.02, slightly less loft, so it should actually be 1.35 maybe, but let's just call it 1.36 and not do the loft adjustment. It's actually losing 0.02 against the Pro 245 is losing nothing, literally nothing whatsoever. So on average, you'd have to say the Pro 245 is slightly more forgiving out of heel strikes. If we have a look at low on the face, 11mm low, double digit low, that's when you're going to start to get in the old fuzzy fingers. If you hit them with a blade, you can get away absolutely with a player's distance iron because of the help with the hollow head technology inside, tungsten and all this lot. 1.33 on a Pro 245, 25 degrees loft, and the face is perfectly straight. If you then go to an i530, the face is open by half a degree, 25.5 degrees, so half a degree, it's nothing whatsoever. 11mm low, 0mm heel, it's exactly the same strike, and 1.32. Again, it is half a degree more loft delivered than the Pro 245. So even if it was on the cusp and you were to make the adjustment for that and it was to go 1.33. Again, we didn't make the adjustment on the other one, but let's just say we try and be as fair to the i530 as possible and say that, yeah, let's make the adjustment for that and it goes to 1.33. It is still losing 0.01 more because the maxed out is slightly higher on the i530 to the Pro 245. Again, it's 0.01. We've got right on the toe here, 14mm toe, 1 degree face closed and 26.6 degrees of loft on the Pro 245. And it's 1.34. If you then go over to an i530, 14mm toe, 3mm low, exactly the same face closed, 1 degree closed, so there's no difference in efficiency because of the face closed. They're both closed, although one is delivered 24.2 and 26.6. There is 2.4 degrees, nearly 2.5 degrees of loft difference between them. So we go 1.34 to 1.37. So that 1.37, if you take half a club off it, again, that's what, 2.5 degrees is slightly more than half a club, but if you take that, take 0.02 away, those 1.35 to 1.34, the 245 is losing 0.03 from max. And again, the i530 is losing 0.03 from max. So where you'd say the 245 wins fractionally off the heel and fractionally off of low strikes, they are both actually identical within reason off of the toe. When you look at the feel and looks, if you like looking at a fat blade, of which the 245 is, the 245 will win for you because it does look like a fat 241. That's the whole design of it. If you're someone who likes a little bit more of a busier look and just prefers the Ping i530, then there you go, that's for that. When it comes to the feel, okay, the i530 is quieter slightly. It's a softer, duller strike than the i525. They've changed the acoustics slightly on the i530 over the i525, but against the Pro 245, with the Pro 245 having a copper underlay, etc., again, the Pro 245 is one of the quietest, softest, nicest feeling, if softness is what you like, of all the hollow bodied irons. So again, whatever winner goes to whichever one, depending on what you want from a golf club. Again, that's subjective and whatever you guys down the lens will want. When it comes to performance, guys, there is a distinct difference in how the Pro 245 works to that of the i530. i530 will go fractionally further anyway because of its loft. It's 1 degree stronger, so it will go fractionally further. Also, the i530 gears the golf ball slightly higher, the launch angle slightly higher, and then it also has that slightly reduced spin rate. That will work and also not work for certain golfers because they require the more or less spin depending on how they swing. Again, this is the importance of getting properly custom fit, guys, because both of these golf clubs, very, very close in what they do, but they are slight distinct differences in what they do and how they do it. And so it will suit different golfers depending on what they need. So, hope you liked the video. If you did, go on, thumbs up. YouTube likes, so do I. Down there is a subscribe button. It's free. It's great for the channel if you could subscribe, so thank you. Next to that is a bell icon. That is a notification bell. If you click that one, that will notify you next time I upload another video. Hope you're well. See you again soon.